What's up, Jaguar fans? It's your boy UCF Jaguar, and we are officially in day 4 of free agency, and the Jaguars have made huge splashes as they've signed Calais Campbell, Barry Church, and AJ Boye. If you want to hear my thoughts on those signings, go to my recent couple videos, but in this video, we're going to talk about Tony Romo and whether or not Jacksonville is a potential landing spot for him. So let's break it down. Now, Tony Romo is favorited to land in either Denver or Houston just because of the situations regarding their teams. But reports are out that Jaguars may be a potential dark horse candidate to land Tony Romo. And there's a lot of talk amongst Jaguar fans in different Facebook groups and on Twitter about whether or not we should sign this guy. But me personally, I'm not a fan of this signing because, in my opinion, the best ability about a player is availability. And with Tony Romo, if you look at his injury history, he's compiled up so many injuries, and it's not like he's suffering injuries such as like broken wrist and hamstring strain, but he's got some weird internal injuries going on, which I feel really uncomfortable about. And right now, Dallas is really wanting to trade for him, which I don't think will happen. I think he'll be released eventually. But once he's released, he's going to be one of the highest paid free agents on the market. And you're going to have to give up an arm and leg to get him. And I don't feel comfortable giving up an arm and a leg for this guy if he might break an arm and a leg in the preseason. I mean, last year we saw him in preseason barely get touched, and he was out for basically half of the year. And that's where Dak Prescott obviously emerged into the player that he was. But the reason why most Jaguar fans would want Tony Romo is because they don't have much faith in Blake Bortles. It seems like people are either 50-50 on whether or not they think Bortles will be a successful quarterback. But in my opinion, I do think that he will be successful just because I have a larger sample size than most people. Most people see Blake Bortles, his 3 years on the Jaguars, as his first year being whatever, average as he was a rookie. Then his 2015, his second season, he pretty much showed what we needed him to show. He showed improvement, and he looked like he was going to show some promise. But then 2016 came, and it was pretty much a whole dumpster fire between Blake Bortles and our whole offense in general. A lot of the blame from the Jaguars' 2016 season is put on Bortles' shoulder, which is partly right because he really did not play a good year, and if he would have played a little better, we probably would have had a few more wins. But to really say that he was the reason why we weren't very good is, in my opinion, kind of asinine. Since Bortles has been on the Jaguars, he hasn't had any kind of run game at all. And then with our receivers this year, our receivers really weren't getting much separation. Bortles had the most attempts among starting quarterbacks last year, and that's a ridiculous number because Bortles obviously isn't the best quarterback in the NFL, but those throws came from not even being able to convert a 3rd and 3 because we have no run game at all. But what I think is strikingly obvious with what the Jaguars have been doing, with what they've done in free agency, they're really trying to build their defense as stout as they can, and I really think they're going to get a better run game in. So basically, they're going to try to take as much heat off Bortles as they can and try to have him kind of influence game as least possible. So they're going to try to put the necessary pieces around him to try to help Bortles succeed. And if he doesn't succeed, then it'll be obvious that we're going to need another quarterback. But I do believe Bortles is out there working as hard as he can to be a good quarterback because I really do think he wants to be great. He's out in California right now, and it looks like his mechanics has improved a little bit since last season. But we'll see if that kind of translates over to the season next year. So I guess to sum everything up that I said, I don't think that Tony Romo should be offered a contract by the Jaguars because, first of all, the contract, it's going to be fat. And second of all, if you give Tony Romo a deal, he's going to be the starting quarterback. And in my opinion, I really don't think we know what we have in Bortles yet. I mean, we've seen excellence come out of him. It wasn't like Gabbert where he got drafted because of all his potential, and then he came to the Jaguars and he was a scared little you-know-what. But the reason why Bortles was drafted is because he literally came from nothing. He took UCF to heights that they'd never seen before. And then he came to the Jaguars, and he's shown some good games. He's shown that he can do pretty well, especially in the year 2015. But 2016 was a whole dumpster fire of a year, and I really want to give this guy another year to kind of prove what he's got. And guess what? If he doesn't do good this year, then we'll be on to the next guy. And I would hate for the Jaguars to, sign Tony Romo, then Bortles goes on to somewhere else, and then all of a sudden he plays at such a good level because, maybe the supporting cast around him is so well. But let me know what you guys think. I know this is probably one of the hottest, most debated topics amongst Jaguars, but, I really hope that Bortles can do good. I really hope that he can be great. And, if I'm just pumping sunshine, just let me know. And this is your boy UCF Jaguar. Thanks for watching my videos. If you like them, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.